The U.S. elections are to be cancelled and war crimes tribunals to be held, the Pentagon and CIA claim. This is according to Pentagon CIA sources on the Benjamin Fulford October 10th report today. New weekly report from Benjamin. Even more fascinating news, especially if it indeed does come to pass as Ben writes it. A few days ago, I did post a video concerning the United Nations, claiming that the Obama administration was in violation of international law and he could be held liable for war crimes, and along with him, his Secretary of State at that time, Hillary Clinton. So there could be basis to this report, and I quote, "The U.S. presidential election due for November 8th will be cancelled, and instead there will be War Crimes Tribunal held," sources in both the Pentagon and the CIA say. From the CIA, there is now a 90% probability that the elections will be postponed. The Pentagon sources for their part say the 911 law will push Saudi Arabia to expose Israel, Bandar bin Sultan and the Bush cabal behind the 911, and will lead to a real truth commission and a war crimes tribunal. The data dump of over 1 million documents revealing the extensive crimes of the Clinton Foundation make it clear there is a powerful faction within the military-industrial complex that is fighting to overthrow the Khazarian mafia. Bill Clinton, who is close to death from HIV, recently issued a death threat against this writer and Neil Keenan. The signs are that Neil Keenan has already been murdered. End quote. So, we'll go into the detail now. U.S. elections to be cancelled and war crimes tribunals to be held, Pentagon and CIA sources say. U.S. presidential election due for November 8th will be cancelled, and instead there will be war crime tribunals held, sources in both the Pentagon and CIA say. The excuse for cancelling the election will be the resignation of one of the presidential candidates, the CIA sources say. Here is the raw intel from the CIA. There is now a 90% probability that the elections will be postponed. I asked my contact in DC why. His answer was, "You can't have an election with one candidate." I asked him which one will be removed. His reply was, "I am not allowed to tell you. Let's just say that Obama will make the announcement very soon." The Pentagon sources for their part say the 9/11 law will push Saudi Arabia to expose Israel, Bandar bin Sultan and the Bush cabal behind 911, and will lead to a real truth commission and a war crimes tribunal. Since it is only a few weeks before the election, it will not be long before we see if these predictions come to pass. In any case, the data dump of over 1 million documents revealing the extensive crimes of the Clinton Foundation make it clear there is a powerful faction within the military-industrial complex that is fighting to overthrow the Khazarian mafia. That is because such a data dump cannot be carried out by individual hackers and required a governmental organization with access to high-level computer systems. At the same time, the fact that corporate media and net giants like Google are censoring this data makes it clear the owners of the big corporations, Bush, Clinton, Rockefeller, Rothschilds, etc., are in battle against white hats in the military and the agencies. No matter what, though, the Khazarians are not going to be able to murder themselves out of this trouble this time, because too many people are now aware of them and their crimes. That does not mean they will not try, though. Bill Clinton, who is close to death from HIV, recently issued a death threat against this writer and Neil Keenan. The signs are that Neil Keenan has already been murdered. Although he used to contact this writer regularly on Skype, the current person pretending to be Neil Keenan on Skype is unable to answer a simple question that only the real Neil would know the answer to. Furthermore, the Neil Keenan website is now promoting Bush-Clinton mafia con jobs like the Zimbabwe currency scam. Revenge for Keenan's death will be comprehensive and thorough, White Dragon Society sources promise. Furthermore, if this writer is killed, you can be sure the entire 13 ruling bloodlines will be wiped out, going back 5 generations to the founding of the Federal Reserve Board. The families must think hard if they are willing to sacrifice the entire tree just to try in vain to save a rotten branch. In any case, the Bush-Clinton-Rockefeller branch of the Khazarian Mafia is now desperate for money. The recent Hurricane Matthew scam, the hurricane only existed in Khazarian Mafia-controlled media, not in the real world, was carried out to do that. That's the end. In a few days we'll get the complete report. I'll leave a link below for you for this on Out of Mind.